Saints remember it not as scholars argue it, but as the wind whispers it across the Highland moors. They were not born as monsters. They were born as girls, long ago, before the bells of churches ruled the valleys and before iron roads split the hills. The Highlands were ruled by clans, forests, and hunger. In that world, beauty was dangerous, and desire was a weapon sharpened by fate. Some of these girls were born human, laughing, dancing, love. Others were born already touched by the other world. Children who cried beneath moonlight and smiled at blood-red sunsets. Fair folk blood flowed quietly through their veins, unnoticed until the night had awakened. A girl might be raised by her mother in a stone cottage, spinning wool, singing songs of heroes. She might dream of dances at the ceiling, of a man's strong hands, of warmth in winter. Or she might grow in the forest itself, suckled by deer milk, guided by shadows, taught by whispering spirits that watch from the trees. But all Baobhan Sith shared one fate, betrayal. Some were promised marriage and discarded. Some were abused and silenced. Some were hunted during clan feuds, mistaken for witches or spies. Others simply starved when winters came and no one returned for them. When they died cold, broken, furious, the forest listened, and the forest answered. Death did not end them, it refined them. Their souls were claimed by the fairy courts that lived parallel to our world. Their grief was reshaped into hunger. Their beauty was sharpened into a blade. Their love for dance was twisted into a trap when they returned. They were Baobhan Sith. They rose at twilight, never at dawn. The sun was poison to them not because it burned, but because it reminded them of life, and life that betrayed them. Moonlight became their skin. Starlight became their eyes. They appeared as the most beautiful women a man could imagine, pale as frost, lips red as rowan berries, hair flowing like dark water or silver mist. Their dresses were green, always green, soft velvet or silk that shimmered like leaves after rain. Their bare feet touched the ground without a sound. Only one thing betrayed their true nature. Beneath those long, flowing gowns were hooves, deer hooves, sharp and cloven, hidden carefully unless the wind lifted the hand. They loved the hunt, but they did not chase. They waited, hunters lost in the woods, travelers resting by fires, soldiers celebrating victory with drink and song, men who laughed too loudly, who boasted of strength, who believed the night belonged to them. The Baobhan Sith would appear at the edge of the firelight, alone, shivering slightly, pretending to be afraid. A smile, a soft voice, a request for warmth, and men, foolish and eager, always invited them closer. Music was their favorite weapon. If there was a fiddle, they would ask it to play. If there was none, they would hum a low and hypnotic tune, an ancient melody that pulled the feet to move. They danced lightly at first, spinning, laughing, their hair catching the firelight. Then, the dance would not stop. The man would feel joy, then exhaustion, then panic. His legs would ache, his breath would shorten, his heart would pound until pain bloomed in his chest. But he could not stop dancing. They circled him, faster now, their skirts swirling, their eyes glowing faintly red, their fingernails lengthened into claws like thorns, their smiles stretched too wide. When he finally fell, trembling, they knelt beside him gently, almost savoring the warmth, the fear, the pulse. Some whisper apologies, others laugh. Some even cried as they fed, remembering the lives they once wanted. They drank until the heart stuttered and failed. Their victims were found pale, drained, twisted in positions of dance frozen mid-step. Their mouths open as if still singing. No wounds were obvious unless one looked very closely at the neck or wrists. Iron was the only thing they feared. Cold iron burned them like fire. Hunters who knew the old stories wore iron buckles, iron knives, or had iron nails sewn into their clothing. A man clutching iron could break their spell, could see through the glamour, and could survive if he ran fast enough. But most did not know the old ways, and even those who survived were never whole again. Men who escaped spoke of dreams where music played endlessly, where green dresses spun in darkness. Some never danced again. Others danced every night until their legs failed, chasing a rhythm that no one else could hear. Baobhan Sith did not age. They did not die easily, but they were not immortal in peace. Each feeding strengthened them, yet each kill deepened their curse. They could never love again without killing. They could never be touched without their hunger rising. Loneliness followed them like a shadow they could not escape. Some grew cruel and hunted nightly. Others fed rarely, hiding deep in the forests, emerging only when the hunger threatened to tear them apart. And when a Baobhan Sith was finally destroyed by iron, fire, or daylight, she did not scream. She smiled, because in that moment, the dance finally ended. And even now, when music plays too sweetly in the Highlands, when a woman dances alone at the edge of the trees, the old people say, do not follow beauty into the dark. Some dances are invitations to death. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of folklore, be sure to like and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. See you next time.